Hello, Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for March Comes In Like a Lion, chapter 169. When we last left our heroes, we had an entire chapter dedicated to Souya Meijin. As we saw, he lost a round of this championship he's working on. This is now tied 3-3, while he has another championship going on concurrently. And so we went back home. For the first time, we saw Souya's home, which was a piano school somewhere. And we kind of got a mostly silent chapter of him interacting with the people at the school, with a conversation with, like, the granny who works there, who might be the headmistress. I'm not entirely sure what their dynamic is. Anyway, let's jump into Chapter 169, December Rain, Part 2. And we have, for our picture here, what looks like a market district, soaking in the hometown flavor. That's kind of all we get there. And so we open, I think the shogi president has come to the piano school to pick up Souya, which I think Souya kind of mentioned last time. Hey there, Yoshino-san. It's been so long. Beautiful as ever, I see. So Yoshino is the granny. Yes, you look no different yourself. Oh, if it's Dobashi-kun. Weren't you here just the other day? Good evening, ma'am. Sorry for the intrusion. You came here again? You two have really become good friends lately, haven't you? I'm not quite sure what the order of these speech bubbles are, because there's no one order that seems to make sense, I think. I think Dobashi is the president's name? I did not know that, but alright. Anyway. I didn't think you'd be coming to president. Or no, so because Granny calls the president, I think Dobashi is this other guy there. So I think she says, yes, you look no different yourself, to the president. And then, oh, if it's Dobashi-kun, she notices Dobashi. Or Dobashi says, good evening, ma'am. And then she realizes Dobashi is there. Anyway. Where was I? I didn't think you'd be coming to president. I figured I just had to come by and... Oh, that's the president, my bad. I figured I just had to come by and give one last greeting before year's end. Oh, that's very thoughtful. Please do come right in. Everyone's doing well, I hope? Tama-chan, Yoshino calls back to Tama. I'll pour the tea for our guests. So would you mind going shopping? And the president, sits himself at home at the piano bench, or the piano chair, I guess. Oh, don't worry about me. I'll be heading back to Tokyo within the day. Speaking of Dobashi, what's your plan? You coming back with me? Oh, I guess he asked Dobashi, but I guess Dobashi doesn't answer, because it sounds like this is Yoshino talking. Is he not staying the night before you leave? That's what he's always done before. Those kids really like to go at their own pace. Are they not going to do their studying? That boy comes over every now and then for that. Then Tama comes in, and Yoshino hands her a purse, or a wallet, or something. Go to Umematsu and buy a good amount of deep-fried food. Then get some pine needle kombu for putting in rice balls. And we may want to get some cucumbers pickled in miso. It's a good idea to get cucumbers for a seasoned vegetable dish. And then there's tomorrow's milk. Oh, and Tama then goes to, get the boy out of bed. Oh, just let Hibiki rest. I'll look after him. He had a runny nose before, so it'd be best to not go out just now. And as, I guess, Tama goes off to go do the shopping, the president asks Yoshino, so, how are things here? Is Tama-chan getting used to it? Yes, things were a bit dicey at the start, but she's calmed down quite a bit. I can still get around on my own two legs just fine, so I'll do as much as I can by myself. But carrying heavy shopping bags and cleaning have been getting tough. Yeah, well, it's a big place, this house. Yes, and the garden, too. So is Tama, a nurse or something? I don't know. The whole relationship between this house and Souya and the president is all super new. I don't know what's going on here at all. Tama-chan was my student. Oh, here's some backstory right here. She always played beautiful music on the piano. Her mother is my student as well, and she saw a reflection of herself and her daughter when she played. Tama-chan got into a famous music university and studied abroad in Europe. But, and then one day we see Tama... what looks like a baby Hibiki at a grocery store. Tama-chan? Is that you, Tama-chan? And Tama looks up to see Yoshino at the store. Yoshino-sensei. Rumors gradually started cropping up. That's Tamako-san from Nishizono-san's. Didn't she go to that big music university and study abroad in Europe? I heard she graduated, but then she came home with a big belly. Then she was as good as disowned and got kicked out of her parents' house. Okay, but who's the father? Apparently she won't tell anybody. Oh, so Tama was an ex-student, was the daughter of a student of Yoshino's, became Yoshino's student, and then got pregnant out of wedlock and was kicked out of her house, and that's why she's with Yoshino. Alright. Tama-chan was exhausting herself by raising a child on her own, and the cost of having someone take care of a sick child was too much for her. Whenever he broke into a fever, she'd have to leave early, so recently the store manager at her part-time job finally took her aside and said, "I'm sorry, but could you look somewhere else?" She was at such a loss, she just stood there in the supermarket in amazement. Oh, people are just not being good to Tama. It was then that I thought, no, I had been thinking I've got to do something for quite a while at that point. I think that was just the push that put me over the line. Yoshino talked to Tama. "Tama-chan, how about we make a deal? You and this child can move in with me. Luckily, my home is old but large. Not needing to worry about rent and utilities must have been important for Tama-chan." One sec, really need some water there. I think to make up for the, 7 or 8 silent pages last time, we're just getting oodles and oodles of dialogue. It's all good, though. And you can use my music room with all its furnishings. You can even take in students if you'd like. When you're giving lessons, I'll take care of this child. And in return, would you mind helping me out with household tasks? So that explains why, despite the fact it looked like Tama was teaching last chapter, I got the sense that Yoshino was the master, because Tama's now doing lessons in Yoshino's stead. Okay. "Sensei, is it..." And Tama cries at this offer. "Is it really okay for me to sit at a piano again?" And so the two of us settled on how we'd split things up. Cooking and taking care of the child while she was working would go to me, while cleaning, shopping, and large loads of laundry would go to Tama-chan. I wouldn't charge her rent or utilities, and in exchange she would give me half of her monthly tuition fee from the piano school. Oh, so the money that Tama is making by teaching. Okay, I was like, is she going to piano school? But no, she's teaching. I'm dumb. And the president sits back with his tea, listening to all this. Still, I'm amazed Souya's okay with this. He's never gone on well with strangers or kids, and he can't stand it when his concentration is broken. Well, that grandson of mine... Oh. So that's their relationship. Okay. She's Souya's grandmother. Alright. Well, that grandson of mine does tend to keep to himself, and he did show some resistance at first. But we pushed past it. It was around here that as the right time. I don't know what that's trying to say. It was around here that as the right time? That doesn't make any sense to me as a line. Okay, best get going now. I'll be alright. Don't worry, I'm not going to die over a little fever like this. If anything happens, I'll just call Haruwe from INE. So it looks like sometime in the past, Souya was taking care of sick Yoshino. When my grandson was growing like a plant in the middle of summer, was in the 6th year of elementary school, I took a young mister that liked shogi into my house, so that he could more easily travel to matches. And then time passed by like it had been sped up by a magic spell. And my grandson was a Meiji, and I had grown old. I went from being the one looking after him to the one being looked after. My grandson is a difficult child. He never wants to accept anything, but once he gets fixated on something, he never lets it go. We see Souya has come back to take care of Yoshino. "You're back again? I said you should get going." I just didn't want to become a burden to him. So I thought I'd call Tama-chan. If someone was living with me in my house, then my grandson could go to his matches with a clear conscience. That was me and my late husband's only wish. So there's another motivation to Tama living there, to get Souya out of the house. Though it doesn't quite seem to be working, admittedly. "I'll talk to your mother. Just leave it to me. She used to be my student, after all. I'm well aware of what sort of temperament she has." So we see, I guess, Souya's not doing well with Hibiki being in the house. And I think that, Yoshino is calling Tama's mother. Okay. Yes, hello, Mariko-chan. It's Yoshino. It's been quite some time. It's difficult to explain, so I'll just say it straight out. And we see, like, Yoshino is very, like, calm, and Tama is, like, super nervous listening to this. I'm taking custody of your daughter and grandson. And Souya's like, hold on, what? Is that a phone threat? What are you talking about? Weren't you the one who kicked her out, Mariko-chan? And no, I'm not giving them back. I'll be having my fill of your grandson's peak cuteness. Yes, would you mind not raising your voice? I can hear you quite well already. Well, if you'd like to see them, then you're free to stop by at any time. Yes, go on and cry if you'd like. Yes, It's alright, just leave them to me. And just, like, hangs up the phone. Doesn't give Mariko the time of day. Good for you, Yoshino. You are a fucking queen, and we stan, okay? And so back in the present, Yoshino turns to the president. So what do you think of what that grandson of mine did? He constructed a cabin in the garden that can seal out loud children. An expensive one with soundproofing and heat insulation. Fucking the whole family here are fucking legends. Like, Souya is so not letting go of Yoshino, but he doesn't want to deal with the kid. He just seals himself away in a cabin in the garden. What a legend. Yep, that sounds like Souya, alright. Always acting childish. I can't get enough of it. Woo. And then we cut to sometime that night, and Tama's out in the garden, I think going to Souya's cabin. She knocks on the door, she opens it up, and Souya and Dobushi, I think was his name, right? Dobashi, my bad. Dobashi. Dobashi and Souya are playing shogi in the cabin, and she leaves some deep-fried umematsu on the floor of the cabin. Shuts the door behind her. And back in the house, Yoshino turns to the president. But still, he ended up taking a liking to it. So it looks like the child was the one chased out after all. Yep, that sounds like him. Just childish as all get out. Seems he's got a secret base. What is he, in grade school? And that's the end of the chapter. So this was a lot of dialogue. It's not often that a March chapter takes us 12 minutes. That's kind of new. But you know what? It was a good read. It was also saying a lot about how well Umino can make us care about characters that were introduced like 2 chapters ago. Like, y'all saw me, like, you know, getting like angry on Tama's behalf that she was kicked out. Because like even with just these few couple of pages, you know, she literally gets like. On the second page of Tama's backstory, she's kicked out of her house for having a child out of wedlock. It's very. I can't think of very many authors who can make you care that much in 2 pages. And then we also got to see really more emotion than Souya has shown anyone. In this bit with him taking care of his grandmother. He also has this very, very Kiriyama-like reaction to hearing Yoshino threatening Mariko. And there have been, like, efforts to, you know, compare the two of them before, but nothing quite so plain as, nothing quite so, like, yeah, they have the same reactions. Normally the comparisons are just, they're both shogi prodigies. So that's another, like, new take, on Souya. And Souya's been enough of a blank slate in the past that we can kind of get this. And I do feel like there might be some pushback against the way this chapter is kind of demystifying Souya. You know, he's human here when, especially to Rei and Nikaido, he's this very, like, otherworldly, you know, force of nature. But I think that's kind of a perspective shift. To the president and to Yoshino, he's not. He's this kid that they've been dealing with for years and years. Yoshino, because, you know, that's her grandson. And the president, you know, is this kid that started going to the Shogi Association and then became the Meijin out of fucking nowhere at a real young age. So it's interesting to, you know, get to see that kind of demystified Souya. And yeah, we kind of end on this reflection of the childishness of Souya, which really only the adults can see, because to the other kids, the teenagers of Rei and Nikaido, and even to some of the adults, like Fuck, how am I blanking on his name? The cool sensei. Fuck. Nikaido-sensei. Or Nikaido's big bro. You know who I mean. Shimada? Is Shimada his name? I feel like Shimada. You know, when Shimada and Souya played way back in, like, Season 1, Shimada still saw him as this force of mystery. But here, to the old folks, he's just a kid. So that's a really, really cool take on Souya to see that we don't see very often. So yeah, that's kind of all I have to say for this week's chapter. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video itself. Hope you all hold on, let me start over. First of all, this is not a weekly series, so it's not this week's chapter. Let's start over. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter. No, still not the outro. Fuck, that's all I have to say for this chapter. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe. You know, do whatever makes you happy, you know? And remember, your life is your own, okay? Fuck, that's not that. I almost got it that time. Fuck. Close enough. Peace out, y'all. See y'all later. Bye.